Good afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this on this fall equinox day. This is Deborah Roth from Spirited Living. Delighted to be back here with you again this week to play with this very powerful equinox energy, and particularly to honor the Celtic earth goddess Modron, her son Mabon, and I'll talk a little bit about them in a minute. They kind of represent both the flow of masculine and feminine energy, which, as I say here often, when we talk about honoring our divinely feminine wisdom, and I do these goddess team videos every week, it's acknowledging this, the importance of bringing back those divinely feminine qualities, those powerful feminine qualities that we need so sorely in our world right now. So I would invite you to just take a moment and to kind of get you into the space of this equinox day. Equinox meaning equal night, so the hours of daylight and nighttime are equal right now, and it's one of those pivotal moments on the wheel of the year, and the balance moment, which is what happens at the spring equinox and at the fall equinox, is a perfect opportunity to think about where in your life you might be a little out of whack, where things might need to be brought into balance. And this was recognized by the ancients as well. Now, it's often known in earth-centered spirituality in pagan circles, this autumnal equinox is often referred to as Mabon, M-A-B-O-N. And that apparently, one of those interesting things that I find when I start looking myself at some of these things that I thought I knew something about, they are, the fall equinox is all about this bringing back the energy of Mabon, but Mabon itself as the name of the holiday was only lumped on it. You can tell Mercury retrograde is starting to get to me. It was only lumped on it like in the 1970s, because the story of Mabon was not the name of a holiday. It was actually the name of the son of this Celtic earth goddess, Modron, and she gave birth to this son, and then he was abducted when he was about 3 days old, and he disappeared. Turns out that he was hidden in her womb, in the earth's womb, in the earth mother's womb. She did not know this, and when he reappeared, he was reborn as the son of light, as the god of light. And so there's so much more to their mythology. I won't go into too much detail because I want to share some other things with you, but there to look at that, and there's so many stories of mothers and daughters and mothers and sons and the balance that they bring. This, in Greek mythology, the fall equinox was considered the time when Persephone made her descent into the underworld to be reunited with Hades, and then the story goes that she stayed there for 6 months and then comes back out at the spring equinox. So all of that to say that when we're in this day of perfect balance, it's time to look at what we've been growing since the spring equinox, those seeds that we planted, and to, hello Richard, what are the seeds that we planted back then, and how are they now? They've come to bloom. The seeds have left by now. They've bloomed and flowered, and how do we want to carry them deep within us? This is the time when, from this day forward, the night will very slowly, the nighttime hours will very slowly outweigh the daytime hours. And metaphorically, of course, what that means is that we go deep within and do our own deep spiritual work. So a lot of people have a tough time with the idea that we're going towards the dark time of year, which of course we hit the nadir at the winter solstice. I kind of like that notion of hibernating. So, and I love the fall and I love the colors. So think about ways that what it is that you need to release and let go of. this was also, the fall equinox was kind of the original Thanksgiving. It was actually the second of the three harvest holidays in Northern Europe. The first was Lammas, which was, I talked about at the beginning of August, and that was grain, the harvest of grain. And then this one, at the fall equinox, was the time of apples and pumpkins and that kind of thing. The third harvest is said to be at Halloween, or Samhain as they called it in the Celtic tradition. And that's the time of potatoes and more apples. And the symbols that we look at for this time, and I actually brought it because I've always loved this symbolism. So apples are actually, I don't know if I can get, you can see that when you slice an apple in half, it will show you a pentagram. That's a 5-pointed star, which represents fire, water, air, earth, and spirit. Represents the 4 directions, including the below, I think they say. So apples have, for a very long time, been considered sacred fruit. They're the symbol for life and for immortality, for healing and renewal. You know, the whole apple a day thing is not for naught. Healing, renewal, regeneration, and it's when you eat an apple, the idea is that, and do it in sacred space, and when you create a ritual around it, the idea is that it will imbue you with long life and beauty and restored youth and all that. So, if you've never done that before and seen this really wonderful little pentagram, there you have it. So, what I'd like to share with you is I have a favorite chant that I don't know if I've sung it on all the equinoxes, either the spring and the fall ones, but I will share with you a really beautiful balance one that I always do for the equinoxes. And I also wanted to read, let me find it, this beautiful, I was curious to see what kind of poetry existed out there for the fall equinox, and there's some wonderful ones. And in fact, I have to interrupt myself to say that tonight at 7 o'clock, my Unitarian church will be doing, we do all of the equinoxes and solstices, and we'll be doing a fall equinox ritual celebration on Zoom tonight. So if you go to their website, fourthu.org, that's 4THU, the letter U.org, you can join in. You just click on the regular, the box that shows when the regular services are, and you can join a really powerful, really beautiful. I will not be there because I didn't put it on my calendar. I feel horrible, but you should go. So this, and you'll hear many more wonderful readings for the equinox there. But this one was one called Wimwood from Catherine Towers. Into the coppery halls of beech and intricate oak, to be close to the trees as they whisper together, let fall their leaves, and we die for the winter. So simple, but really beautiful, and really captures that idea of the rest that we have ahead of us and the deep inner work that we have ahead of us as we move closer to winter. So I will share with you my favorite equinox balance invocation. We use it as an invocation in circles, and chant. And it goes like this. Really recognizes those 4 elements plus spirit, although it doesn't talk about spirit, that you saw in the apple pentagram. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us, and the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round. Air moves us, fire transforms us, water shapes us, earth heals us, and the balance of the wheel goes round and round, and the balance of the wheel goes round. So sing that for the rest of your equinox day. Think about where in your life you want to bring more balance to you personally, to the people around you that you love, and ultimately to the world. Thanks so much for being with me today, and enjoy this beautiful day of perfect balance. Namaste. Bye for now.